I always say manifestation without intuition is incomplete. And in this video, you're going to see exactly why. Because you're going to be watching and hearing an unfiltered intuitive reading that I did for a fellow coach and intuitive, Daniella. Daniella and I actually trained together in an advanced intuition course, and even now we continue to refine and deepen our practice regularly. And we thought it would be fun and powerful to record one of our real sessions and share it with you so you can get a feel for how this work actually sounds and feels in motion. You'll hear me tune into her energy, ask guided questions, and reflect back some powerful shifts that came through, as well as energetic, emotional, and physical tools that she needs to root into. So I asked Daniela to tell me a big desire that she has right now that I did not know about before. And what you're going to hear is, no scripts, no edits, just pure channeled intuition. And I'm sharing this with you not only to show you what's possible when we really tune in and listen in, but also because I offer one on one intuitive guidance and clarity sessions like this. And also, if you're watching and listening to this before Monday, the 19th of May, then you can still join my 8-week group coaching container, the Manifestation Accelerator, where in 8 weeks, we're going to accelerate your manifestation and collapse timelines for you to achieve your desired reality and get to your next level identity and self fast. And as part of that 8-week container, you actually get regular intuitive guidance from me throughout. So we have live calls every single week and also a group chat function where you can get intuitive guidance and nudges from me that are customized to you, helping you identify the exact energetic blocks that are keeping you stuck and how to shift them now to achieve your manifestation faster. So if you want to book a one-on-one intuitive guidance and clarity session, or if you want to join the program, the Manifestation Accelerator program, the links will be in the show notes or in the description box, depending if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this. And whether you are curious about intuition, about blocks, or you just want to witness the magic of what happens in an intuitive read, I know you'll get so much of this episode. So let's dive in. So, Daniela, can you tell me about a specific desire that you're working towards right now?
Yes. So I would love to start my group coaching program in English because now I have my Hungarian business, which is going really well. And I am having the intuitive pull to do that, but would love to check like how I can really tap into that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you were to make this desire very specific, how would you say it? So start your group coaching program. Is there a reason? Is there a time? Is there anything else that's coming up, or is this just the general desire?
Okay, I want to start the group coaching program in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
The reason, that's a good question. Well, I will tell you multiple ones and we can figure out which one we should check into. So one of the reasons I really want to expand my reach, obviously, like to impact more people.
Yeah.
That's one thing. There's also the layer of more abundance, of course. And I think it's also tied to freedom in a sense. So building this coaching program so I have more freedom to, again, build whatever else I want, to start new projects, to help even more people in more different ways. So maybe, but I would love for you to check into also in this intuitively. So
yes, I will do that.
From those three, which one do you feel like should we check into today?
Yeah, so I actually just wrote this whole thing. So I wrote you that you want to start a group coaching program in English in 2025 to expand your reach, to receive more abundance, and have more freedom. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is actually check whether all of this is a soul desire or whether some parts of it are not necessarily in what we might need to change and hone into. So, let me just tune into this. I'm going to use my pendulum for the people that are listening and not watching. I'm just going to tune into this, into your higher self field, and see which parts of it are a soul desire. Okay. Okay. Wanting to start a group program in English in 2025 is a soul desire. Okay. It is also a soul desire to expand your reach and to receive more abundance, but it is not a soul desire to have more freedom necessarily.
Interesting.
Yes. So that there might be something else there, but your soul definitely desires to expand your business, expand your reach, receive more abundance. And we're going to dive deeper into that, into why exactly you want it, and also what tools obviously we want to root into to receive it. So I do have a few questions that I prepared just to ensure that I ask everything that I want to ask. So let's start with what is currently blocking you from achieving this desire. And I'm asking your creator field this because this is something that we're experiencing right now. So, what I'm receiving is a lot of doubt around your specifically reach, which is interesting because we know that reach is a soul desire. I am receiving this thought that you have that the English space is so busy already. There are so many things in English that you are wondering, will I really be seen? Will I really be able to reach people? So it's this doubt in yourself and this feeling that the space in English is just almost too cluttered for you to actually be able to reach your dream audience. Let me see if anything else is coming up as well. Okay, I was checking if there is a fear of being almost too busy, but that is actually not there, which actually ties in with you don't not having that soul desire of freedom. You are not afraid of hard work as long as it's work that you enjoy. And therefore, and perhaps that's where we actually need to make the word freedom a bit more accurate, because it's not that you want more freedom from your business. It's almost that you want more freedom within the business. Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know if the word freedom is the right one. I think it's more about, as you said, a reach rather than freedom. So it's
Mm.
you being able to really reach more people. You like, I mean, I not even like, you love your job. And this is not
That's true.
something you are not afraid of hard work. It's just about that doubt within yourself that the English space is just too cluttered to actually be able to reach enough people.
Mm.
So that is the main thing that I'm getting.
Would you check into? I'm just curious because when you said my dream, said the word dream client, I was very curious. So can you check in if the audience I am planning to uh, target or I want to work with are the audience who are right for me, or my higher self wants me to work with.
Do you want to share what that target audience is, or do you want me to just check in like this?
I'm happy to share.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
So I want
Yes.
to work with corporate creatives
Mm-hmm.
who are stuck in a corporate job
Mm-hmm.
and want to build a business that is revolving around their sole purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, creative corporates
Mm-hmm.
who are stuck in a creative
Yeah.
job.
So they are stuck in more of a corporate job and they want to go out and start their own business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have some kind of a creative. So they have a high creativity. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like a specific creative job, like designers, like
Yeah.
marketers, designers, like
Mm-hmm.
anyone who has like a very high creativity
Yeah.
in themselves. And to be honest, corporate isn't the most fruitful environment for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check. So your higher self wants you to not only focus on corporate creatives, it wants you can definitely include them and talk to them, but also talk to current business owners. Because what I'm getting is they need your gifts as well. So we don't want to shrink ourselves too much. And I know there's this
Mm-hmm.
whole idea around obviously niching down in business, but there is a way for you to speak to both because even people who have their own businesses right now, they might still feel like they're not able to fully express their creativeness. They might feel like there's still a place for them to grow. Almost anyone in business feels like they need to grow. And so many people get sucked into the day to day or what they told that they need to do for their business to be successful, and their creativity almost dies down in the process. So, what I'm getting from your higher self is it'll be a lot more useful for you to target both. Don't focus on necessarily where they are right now, but focus on the identity and the person that they want to become. And that way you can talk to both at the same time. So we are talking to the person who wants to have a business that feels creative, that feels fun, that feels like they can be themselves, whatever it is that you want to do. And that way you can call in people that are already in the business as well as people who are in the corporate world and want to transition into business. And you can definitely talk to both. You can say, even in your marketing, whether you are in a corporate job and are dreaming of starting your own business, or you already own your business, but you feel like your creative juices aren't flowing, there's more for you to show and express yourself. And that way you're covering both. But I'm really getting the sense that you should focus on both. And it'll almost be a disservice to business owners if you don't talk to them as well in this
That's
program.
so funny that you say that because it kept poking me this idea of wanting to talking to business owners right away. But again, like, and it's so funny because I am also like checking into intuitively a lot of things, but we cannot really see ourselves so clearly.
Yeah.
And I also fall into the trap of like, yeah, niching down. Like the more you niche down, the bigger
Mhm.
you can be, and a lot of the times is not true.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. It resonates definitely.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So I want us to focus on what it is that you need to currently shift in order for this desire to come about and be successful. And I actually want us, before I actually do that, I want to focus on the outcome. So something that you're manifesting, because starting the group program is great, but what is the outcome? What do you want from that? Do you want um, a specific number of people in the program? Do you have anything regarding that?
That's very interesting. I already know the outcome of the program. Like,
Hmm.
well, I want to say the first because I really visualize it as a multiple level program.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what you want to know right now is not basically the outcome for the clients, but the outcome I want for
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
Okay.
And that can be the impact that you have, that can be the number of people, that can be anything at all, anything that's coming up for you. Because starting, anyone can start a program, do you know what I mean? But
Of course.
that is the desire, like the desired outcome, I would say, or the goal.
Okay. The outcome would be to have, let's say, 20 people.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so I'm already getting the more precise soul desire regarding this. So I got your soul desire isn't necessarily having 20 people, but what it is telling me, I just had it very clearly in my mind, so I'm just going to tune back into it. Yeah, so it is to have impact on as many people as possible and manifest abundance for yourself and for them in the process. I'm just going to write it down so I have it right in front of me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I have so many questions.
Go ahead, ask.
Which again, like raises the question in me. So my idea was to, with this group program, to first focus on finding the soul purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it shouldn't be starting with that.
Okay.
I'm not
Let's.
sure.
Yeah, I'm getting a no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What were you thinking
So
alternatively?
because when you said abundance, I immediately went to, oh, okay, so I wanted to separate finding the soul purpose and building the soul business,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of feel like it is like a, maybe again, like I'm thinking too small, because in my head I was thinking about like a 6-week program, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's a longer one.
Let me check. Yeah, no, I am getting that you should actually have two separate programs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of them can be as like specifically to business owners, and it's okay for it to focus specifically on the business, on the soul pull career, on fulfilling themselves in that area of life, in making money, in enjoying abundance. And I know that a lot of us almost have a fear of talking about money and abundance and around that, because there is a lot of negativity and limiting beliefs around it online. And also because we always feel like, but we're not at a good enough place to be able to talk about abundance and
Yeah.
money. So I'm feeling like that's what's happening there. But you need to talk, you have such amazing gifts and knowledge that you need to bring them forward. And the fact that you have built, and I know about your business, and you can tell us about it more like later, but I know that you built this business very quickly. You essentially quantum leaped massively from
Yeah.
one moment to the next in your business. And this is something that business owners or people that want to venture into their own creative businesses, they need to learn that from you. They need to
Yeah.
learn that from you. And the fact that you have this business that you run full time, that is incredible abundance. And we might want to see that a bit more, which is already leading me to a tool. A
Okay.
tool that I want to give you, but I want to see if I can make it more specific. The tool is seeing how you manifest abundance in your business every day.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to write it down. Now I'm just going to explain very
Would you
quickly.
would you
Yeah.
check for me, like, or just specify? So abundance for myself or abundance for others, or basically both?
So I'm getting that both will be helpful, but if you had to choose, it would be abundance for yourself.
Okay.
So, yeah. So if you are short on time or whatever, then focus on that one, but both of them will definitely be helpful. Now, I'm just going to explain quickly to the listeners or viewers what we mean by a tool. So essentially, our subconscious mind is, always filters in information based on what we're looking for. Now, we all have different, emotional roots, causes, vibrations, energetics that are creating a reality around us. And based on those beliefs, on those vibrations, that's what we filter in. So if we're talking about Daniela, for example, she might believe that she hasn't manifested enough abundance in her business to coach other people on how to do that. Her mind and her brain will constantly filter in information on how she doesn't have enough abundance in her business, how she hasn't manifested enough abundance in her business. What we want to do is we want her to start looking for evidence every single day where she does manifest abundance in her business specifically. When that happens and when she does it regularly for, I'm going to check soon for how long she needs to do it for to really emotionally root to that. But essentially, the more we look for evidence for that opposite belief, the more we believe we root into that belief, and the opposite belief just goes away. So essentially with Daniela, the more she roots into this, the more she will start seeing more and more evidence of how she manifests abundance in her business. As a result, she will also start manifesting more and more abundance in her business. And also, our subconscious mind cannot hold two opposing beliefs at once. So it will have to let go of the belief that she hasn't made enough money or she hasn't manifested enough abundance in her business. So this is a very important tool that I want you to do every day through micro moments. And initially, it doesn't have to be what happened that day, right? So it can just be looking back. Think about the best days that you've had in business. Think about clients that came out of nowhere. Think about programs that sold. All of that, just constantly come up with instances and moments when you manifested abundance in your business. And then obviously when you run out of like past events and start seeing it every single day. And every single day it can be just about, I had calls with clients today who paid me. Like, it doesn't have to be something new. Do you know what I mean? But we have to really emotionally root to the fact of how amazing is this, that you literally get to work for yourself and you get to have clients that come into your world, you help them, and you manifest abundance into your business in the process. Now, this leads us to the second ingredient, which is about helping others manifest abundance. Start rooting into that as well. Now, abundance is not necessarily money. It can be different things. And I'm pretty sure that you help every single one of your clients manifest abundance in one way or another, whether that's, through family, through, feeling more fulfilled, through starting to see the beauty in this world, whatever it is, you help them manifest more abundance. If you can specifically here focus on clients that have businesses, that would be better, just because that's what we really want to root into. But if some days you can't think of that, then you can think about abundance in the more abstract term that's not
Mm.
just money. Okay. So I feel like, do you have any questions about this so far?
No, I just wanted to reflect, like, it resonates a lot, and I kind of feel like it's already unblocking a lot of the things I connected in my subconscious around how I can create abundance for others, because in my very limited ego mind, I really connected, helping building a business with to others by, okay, do they make more money or not?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I am a firm believer, and I build my business in a way that I don't just check if I make more money. That's very important too, obviously. But I am more focused on that. Am I enjoying what I do? Do I feel like what I create is valuable? Do I have time for myself? Do I have time for the things that I love? And those are a abundant things, and I want those. So why would I think that other people only want the money? Especially the people I resonate with would not just want the money as abundance, but more time or more joy or more, I don't know, fulfillment, like you said. So
Yes.
that already cleared out a lot of stuff. So thank you.
Yes, amazing. I can even tell you about myself as a business owner who's constantly, looking to, I'm quantum leaping and I'm looking to expand and I'm growing my business month to month. I don't remember when, but I actually had a think about this recently about what do I truly want and why do I want to grow the business? And although I love money and I'm not gonna hide that, and of course I have big aspirations when it comes to making money, but that wasn't the real thing for me. The real thing for me was having impact, was raise the vibration of other people around me, was showing other people what's possible for them. So those if I really go to the bottom line, it is like feeling fulfilled that I am managing to really be in my purpose, and that
Mm,
is abundance. Because for me as a business owner, if I don't have as many clients as I want to be, or I don't get as many people in my programs as I want there to be, it's not about the money. It's about I am going to manifest them because I really truly want to impact them and I want to see them grow. That for me is the biggest fulfillment and manifestation. So for me,
mm,
that would be the abundance. Like when I'm thinking about growing my business and having tens and hundreds of people in my programs, I am thinking of like the thought of like how much money I'm going to make doesn't really cross my mind. It's more
mm,
about, wow, imagine how many people I can impact. So I feel
mm.
like, as I mean, I hope I'm not tooting my own horn, but I feel like I would be your ideal client. And and that is what is really crossing my mind. So I feel like this is a really good way of thinking about abundance, because yeah,
Yeah.
your ideal clients will just, they will want the money, but more than that, they will want the impact that comes with growing their businesses. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
so the blocks that we have uncovered so far are your self-belief about reach and how many people you can reach, and that belief that you feel like you maybe haven't manifested enough abundance to, to help other business owners. And I feel like also that's where it came from, like helping people start their businesses, because it's almost that fear of like, wait, but how can I coach people who are already in
Mm.
business?
Oh my God.
So yeah, do you feel
That
like
is
that's
so true.
yes?
Oh my God. I didn't even see that so far. Oh my God. Yeah.
So we need to, when it comes to this, it's really about self-image. I feel we need to talk about more about self-image. So let me actually check your levels of self-image surrounding this desire. So I'm going to check from 1 to 10. Okay, I'm getting 4 out of 10 with self-image, which is not the worst, but obviously there's work to do here. So let me see exactly what we can do here. Okay. I'm just going to check this tool that's coming up. Yes. Okay. So what came up with, doing this intuitive read from a few different angles and tools is the word support, which, yeah, it surprised me a little bit. But what I'm getting is that we need to get you to see how well you support yourself and others. Okay. So that is that level of self-image that we need to work on, because you don't feel yet like you are or you don't see yourself as the person who can truly support other people and
Mm.
yourself yet. So, before we move to the physical tools, Let me see. There's definitely the micro moments here. And actually, because you work with clients so much, I'm getting a number. Let me check it. Yeah. I want you to write 3 micro moments for this every day.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of it is happening in your life. And I don't think I'll check soon, but I don't think it's an ingredient that you'll have to like work on for a very long time. But I really got the number 3, as in you need every single day to write 3 micro moments of how you supported yourself and others and truly support it, like feel it, write it down, like connect to it, because we need you to root into the feeling that you are a person who can truly support herself and other people on their journeys, specifically here on their business journeys. So, but with the micro moments, I'm not getting with this ingredient, I'm not getting that you need to talk specifically about support with business, support with anything. You don't yet, you're not yet rooted enough to the image of a person who can support and really hold other people with their
Mm.
vision. So let's work on that. So seeing how I support, and even let me see if there were, yeah, support and hold. Okay. Because I feel like it's more than support. It's really being that, almost like if you think of like I'm sitting on a sturdy chair, almost being like this chair for yourself and for other people. Just
Yeah.
really holding them and being that place for them that they can feel really supported. They know that they are safe and supported.
Mm.
And for yourself as well. So again, you have 3 of these to write every day, so you can just play around with it. But how you support and hold yourself and other people. And again, I feel like I really needed to emotionally root to it, because what I'm getting in is you have clients. You do this work almost daily. But there is a part of you that doesn't feel it yet.
Mm.
You don't truly appreciate how amazing the level of support that you give other people is, and we need you to really root to that for you to be able to go to that next level of
Mm.
starting and filling that group program and really having a huge impact on business owners and people who want to start their businesses. Okay, so
Okay.
do you have any questions so far?
I don't think so.
Mhm.
No. I'm just amazed as ever how amazing you are at this.
I mean, same here. We're going to do an episode for your podcast as well, and people will see. But yeah, intuition is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
And the
it
amazing
is.
thing about intuition is that things will come up that you can't even expect, and you're the one reading. And that's what shows you that is really true, because you're not just, once you like tune in to the right field and you read what's going on, you can get things that surprise you completely. And they're
Yeah.
always obviously what the other person needs to hear. Okay, so let's see about a physical action that you can do to get you in alignment for this sole desire of starting this group program in English and having impact on as many people as possible to manifest abundance for yourself and for them. So let's see what we need to do. Okay, so I got 2 things. One of them is more energetic, and the other one is more physical. So in terms of physical, what I got is we really need to get ourselves seen and heard. Okay, so that means start increasing your reach in English, which makes sense. So let me see exactly where we want that to happen. Okay. So I'm getting a yes to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay.
But if you have to prioritize, YouTube will be at the top, then TikTok, then Instagram.
Interesting.
Yes, and we want to. Do you want me to check how often to post for each one, or is that something you want?
Yeah, like I'm curious, like with YouTube, are you thinking, because I'm thinking about my podcast,
Yeah,
but is
about
it,
your English podcast.
yeah, my
Let me
English
see because
podcast,
I
yeah.
didn't check for that. I'm getting a no. As in, you can do that. Obviously, it won't harm, but it's not going to be where you will be most seen and heard, and where you will reach most people right now.
Okay, that's
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah. Let me check if it scores.
Is
No.
it maybe
Yeah.
being a guest on
Let's
someone's
see.
podcast? Because
Let me see.
I was getting that
Yes. Hmm.
intuitively.
Let's see. Okay. No. So what I was getting is the same. That right now, the highest priority for you is not to start your own English podcast. What I got though is getting yourself on other people's English podcasts, and that soon you will be able, like, it will be right for you to start your own English podcast, but not straight away.
Mm.
So right now, focus on visibility on those platforms. Let me check again how much. Okay. So I'm getting almost, we were talking about YouTube. So posting almost podcast style YouTube videos. But your higher self wants it to be on YouTube. That's like a
Mm.
lot more important, and that's where the reach will come from more quickly than your podcast. So,
Okay.
let me see. Yeah, so essentially things that you would like to talk about on your podcast, sitting down in front of the camera.
What I've been not struggling with, so I already have an English podcast. I started
Yeah.
it actually
Yeah.
first before the Hungarian
Right.
one,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
and I stopped because like the Hungarian one took off and didn't
Yeah.
really have the time. But also after doing the Hungarian one, I really, really felt the difference of how fluent I am, in Hungarian,
Uh-huh.
obviously,
Yeah.
and just how easier it is for me to express myself again, obviously. And I kind of feel like maybe um, my confidence dipped a little with doing solo casts in English. And I
Mhm.
also feel like I am much more expressive when I have someone to talk to.
Okay.
So my
Okay, I
idea
understand
right
now.
now and
Mhm.
how I want to restart the podcast is
Mhm.
actually having guests to
Oh,
my
okay. I thought you were
podcast.
asking about being a guest on other
And I
people's.
also had the intuitive
Yeah.
hit of being guest on someone else's podcast,
Yes.
because
Got
that
it.
was something I was getting, like a very specific podcast
Okay.
I
Yeah.
should go on.
Yeah. Okay. So
Uh,
I got, okay. Now I understand because I got a yes for being a guest on other people's podcasts before starting your own podcast. But I was checking on your own podcast as in you doing in like your own episodes. So let me
yeah,
check if you have people on, if
yeah.
that would make a
And I
difference.
and I always planned to do it on YouTube. Like I never really,
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't really see the benefit of just
Okay.
doing audio because
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, because I got like, because when I was asking about a podcast, I was visualizing like just Apple Podcasts or Spotify,
oh
and
yeah,
I got a no for that. I got a yes for YouTube.
yeah, yeah.
So okay.
So
So
yeah, the podcast, but on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes, yes, okay, because that's definitely, because I got a big no for the podcasts, which I was visualizing, which was Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Which, not a no in the sense that it won't work, just in the sense of like that shouldn't be your top priority.
yeah.
But YouTube should be. Okay, so let me check about starting your own podcast by having guests on. Okay, so I got a mix. I got a no to doing that or to doing that. I got like a yes to doing both
Mm,
at the same time. And if we really want to focus on growth, It's possible that you even want to do once or twice a week, like depending on you and your availability. But I got a yes to what I was saying before, posting your own YouTube videos, literally sitting down and talking, and even like make it fun. Like, not like, I don't know how you were recording your podcasts previously, but not just sitting in front of the computer with like a computer camera on you, but potentially sitting on the couch or sitting by a table and filming yourself, just making it feel more fun and more kind of
Mm.
friendly. And definitely like bring up topics that you would bring in a podcast, but in an interesting way with a twist. And obviously, we as intuitives, and we've learned from Ali, we have learned so many amazing things that most people don't know, and we need to just to make these things heard. So I'm definitely getting a mix of you. And to be honest, where I'm seeing you right now, I feel like that's a beautiful background for for a YouTube video with the plants. Yeah, so doing sit down, not chats, just like explaining things, right? Or like talking about your journey. Let me see actually about that. Definitely talk about your, which you might have done already, but I'm getting the yes of like doing that again, about talking about your own journey in business and how you quantum leaped. But yeah, I'm getting yes for both that and having people on, like interviewing people or having conversations with people. That both of them on YouTube will be your best way forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and let me just check. Okay, I was checking that if you do both, do you still need to focus on TikTok and Instagram as much as I was getting before, and I got a yes, surprisingly,
Mm.
which I thought I would get a no. But your higher self still wants you. Again, the main thing here is we need to prove to yourself that you can reach people. So obviously, we're doing that through the self-image work, but also through physicality. The more people you see, and yes, I'm also getting. So in addition to YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, I'm also getting at the end of each week, put add all the numbers together of the views on Instagram,
Mm.
on TikTok, and on YouTube, and write it down and really connect to the amount of people, because we tend not to appreciate it. Like, let's say if a
Mm.
reel gets 200 views, that's considered like nothing. Like that's a reel that did really badly. But if we actually think about 200 people who watched our reel, that's amazing. And if we post on Instagram even 3 times a week, that means on average, let's say we get 200 views, that would be 600 people. And you post on TikTok, and TikTok can get another 600 people. And and you can post the same things, by the way, on TikTok, on Instagram, but you'll get different people watching them. So it's not
Mm.
even cheating. Do you know what I mean? Because it will literally be different views from different people, most likely. And then add that to YouTube as well, and each week add all those numbers together and see how many people you've been able to reach with your content in
Mm.
English.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have any questions about that before we move on to the timeline?
Okay, one other thing. So can you
Yeah.
check which month should I start?
Okay. Let's start. So, which month should you start?
So when should I start? So in May, this
Yeah.
month, or
So
like
my question is, when should you start it, or when should you start promoting it and talking about it?
oh, so I want to check. So I kind of have a knowing about when the group program, but I also,
Okay.
if you can check into that, I'm really curious
Yeah.
what you see, because I have a very strong knowing of where I think I should start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. To people that hear
My
us,
higher self said that. Yes, yes,
not
that's
just
when you
came up
should
on the
start.
screen. Okay, so
Love
you're
it.
asking when should the program start?
But what I'm curious about, what the promotion. So when do I need to start uh, posting on YouTube? Let's say that, because
Okay.
I in my head I would want to start with YouTube because it's
Yeah.
easier to, again, like
Yeah.
distribute that to
Hmm.
socials.
Hmm.
Uh, so if you can check in, like, which month should I do the group coaching,
Hmm.
and which month should I start, like, just showing myself?
Okay. Let's see. I'm getting September is the best time to start your group
Interesting.
program. Yeah. What did you
Interesting.
get when you asked your intuition?
I got October, so it was really close, and I was like split between like, is it September or October?
Yes.
For some reason, October was a stronger yes for me.
Felt. Yeah. Let me
Uh,
check.
but September, like I got a yes for spring, autumn, definitely.
Yeah. Yes, I'm getting that September is a better date according to your higher self. And if I'm just thinking about it even logically, people tend to start things on in September because we're so used to, even from when we were children, starting the school year in September, or like those of
Yeah.
us who are parents, our children start schools in September, and it's almost like a new January. It's a new year
Yeah.
because it's post summer. So people are in general more likely to start things in September. So you might want to kind of jump on the bandwagon of this, but that's what I'm getting from your higher self. But October also got a yes, but September got a bigger yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, and so we've asked about this. Oh, and you asked about when to start with your podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. And we asked about specifically when to start the podcast or when to start promoting the program.
When to restart the podcast? Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting in the next week. I'm getting a big yes for in the next week.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of. I have so much things to do,
I
and I
know.
think that's why I am resisting it so much,
Yeah,
because it's a lot of work, like
it is.
to do like the recordings and stuff. But to be honest, if I really think about it, because in my head it was, so yeah, I need to get guests, I need to organize things, and if I am doing a mix of solo cast and guest,
Yes.
then it's just like I can start basically if I really want to this week, but next
Yeah.
week is, yeah, doable.
Yeah. So I'm getting in the next week, and let me just see if I'm getting a message for you. Yeah, I'm just getting the message. Things won't move until you do, and the quicker you move, the
Ah.
the bigger things will be.
sometimes sometimes our higher self is just like so cheeky. I just want to like
Yeah. It reminds
yeah.
me, you know about the masterclass that I ran literally like a week ago, not even a week ago. And I was working with a mentor who kind of pushed me to do it. And she was like, when do you want to do it? And I didn't check with my intuition because I was too scared. And I was like, maybe in a month. And she was like, okay, just do it next week. And I so wanted to not do it. We get when we start doing something new, and especially when it's something that we know from our higher self that will get us to our next level, there is a part of us that resists it so
Yeah,
badly because we know that quantum leaps are fun in hindsight, but when you're going through them there's a lot of shit to go through. A lot
I
of
can
hard
vouch for
work.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of emotions, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, like all of these things that come up for us, they will come in so much more intensely when we decide to go for it. But then the reward, I don't need to tell you because you've experienced it, is so worth it. So
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead and start in the next week. And I think also just root to the fact that it doesn't need to be as complicated as you are making it. If
you're reading
you
my mind.
It's all in your mind. If you just sit down even for an hour this evening or tomorrow, you can literally map out 2 episodes without a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same. Like I make it
Yes.
so much more complicated in my mind. Like, like the lighting has to be good, and like I have to have makeup on. And to be honest, like I don't have makeup on right now, and I'm perfectly valuable in what I have to say either
I
way.
mean, you look
So
beautiful. I wouldn't think you don't have makeup on. So
thank you,
yes, you can
thank you.
literally show up like this for your podcast and no one would know you're not wearing makeup.
Yes, but that's again like the ego, and it's so amazing, like so right what you said. And it's so funny that you mentioned this, because I'm actually doing a podcast episode in Hungarian about the exact same thing of the right way for you will be the way of where you feel the pull and the resistance in the same time. Like that is
Yeah.
the way. That is your
Yeah.
way, because your soul is pulling you, but your higher self is pulling you, but your nervous system is will resist with all its might.
Oh, I love this so much. Do you see how valuable you are? Like people need to learn from you because so many people will not know if that resistance maybe means that their intuition is telling them not to go for it, you know?
Mm,
So this is so good. So I love this. And I'm thinking, I mean, we've already checked timelines more or less. Do you want me to check anything
yeah,
else, or are you happy with the read so far?
yeah. I just wanna like, because I know this, but I want to clear for the audience, and I know that you know this, but checking timelines is very tricky. So I know in my head that what you told me is my highest timeline,
Yeah.
and my ideal timeline. If I am in the frequency that I need to be there, so this timeline won't happen without the energetic tools that I got. If I start to use them and start to implement them, I just wanted to really clarify this, because I really don't want people to think that if you say it will happen for you in September and it doesn't happen, it's your fault because
Yeah.
you read it wrongly. It is basically coming down to me. If I am in the same in the frequency
Yeah.
that I need to be for get to that level
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
version of me.
Yeah. What I checked was specifically when it would be the best time for you to start. So
Yeah.
I didn't check about like whether a lot of clients will come in or anything like that. Like I can check
Yeah,
that
like
too as
if
well.
we do with check-in, so like
Yeah.
when will I make the impact my
Yeah.
soul wants to
Yeah.
make? Like that would be a different one. So maybe that's the
Yeah. Let's
clarification
see.
here.
It's tricky because I am getting a no, but I also know that we need to almost make this question more specific because I was saying about making the best impact, but what's the best impact? In 2 years, when you're on this program, you're going to make a lot better impact than you do in September this year.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah, so I'm trying to find the best way to, okay, for this
Okay,
round,
let's say,
let's ask for,
so how I can, mm,
I would say maybe for this round, the best impact for this
yeah, the
specific
best
round.
impact for this round, I think. Like the first group,
Yes, yes, yes.
the biggest impact for the first group.
Yeah.
So when can I manage that?
Yeah, it's still September. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that is, as you said, the highest in the highest timeline. So this means like
yeah,
implementing the, as Daniela said, implementing the energetic tools, implementing the emotional tools, the physical tools, holding the vision. So obviously there is a manifestation part of it, which we didn't talk about because you already know it, but really holding the vision, like visualizing, believing that it's yours, acting like it's already yours, all of those things. So this is in the highest timeline, you know,
yeah,
if you hold and really practice these tools
yeah,
on a regular basis.
yeah. And also maybe I just want to add again, just for keeping the, I know this again, but keeping the expectations like on a realistic level. Higher self always shows the best next step. So this doesn't mean that if I do these, this will automatically happen, because I only see, like right now, the higher self only shows the next few steps, maybe one or two steps that you need to take. And this means that the next week or the next month, if I would check in intuitively again. And that's why it's so amazing to do like programs like this, when you can get like weekly check-ins
Yeah.
basically with this, because in 1 week you can shift so much that a new energetic tool or a new physical tool would be the much better option for
Yes,
you to reach
because
that.
we're always shifting. So
Yeah,
as you say, that's why it's so good to have regular intuitive reads and check-ins because you implement it and then you need to go to the next step and the next step. Like I actually just have a random story, but something that happened literally a few weeks ago where my mom left her job, quit her job, and basically her manager offered her much better like conditions and stuff if she decides to stay, and she doesn't really like this job so much, but this manager is new and she likes her better than the previous manager, and she asked me to check for her intuitively with her higher self if she should stay in this job, when they're offering her the better salary, better conditions. I checked and the answer was yes. And then a few days later, she went into the office and she told them. And then the manager was like, actually, she called HR, and HR were like, no, we are not agreeing to these conditions. Like, she cannot have it. So she ended up quitting anyway. And I was thinking about it afterwards. I was like, but her higher self told her to say yes. And then I channeled, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I realized that if she had said no and just quit without saying yes, she would have lived now in not regret, but in the thought of like, maybe I should have stayed.
This
Maybe
wonder, this
yes,
never ending
I should have
wonder of
stayed.
like,
They were offering me better money. They were offering me better. So she needed to come in and say yes for HR to say, no, actually, we're not giving her these conditions. For her to
mm,
leave feeling fully certain that leaving that
mm,
place was the right decision for her.
amazing.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like we don't always know why we get certain things, but when we channel them from our higher self, it's always for our highest good. So
Mm,
interesting. So Daniela,
yeah,
I hope this helped, and of course,
of
like,
course.
you can always just message me and ask me different
Of,
things like we do. Do you want to just before we finish, do you want to tell the people listening, the people watching, about what you do in your business and where they can find you?
yeah. So first of all, this was amazing as always. I always love our reads because I really feel like since we met each other, like I was quantum leaping before, but like double that or triple that or 10x that, just because you are like such an amazing intuitive and like giving me exactly what I need, which is crazy. Not crazy, but like still crazy. It's a mind fuck, really.
I love that.
So thank you,
Yeah.
and you really give me the push to just like start again,
Yes.
because
That's
that's all
that's
we
all
need.
we need sometimes.
Yeah, I know. So thank you for that. And yeah, so what I do is basically I help people find their soul purpose. I have a very specific method for that, which I learned in the Soul Purpose, not what is Highest Self Institute. So that's something very interesting. So I mix that with actually human design and with actually now intuition to help people find their soul business, which means in my vocabulary, basically the business that is growing out from you, so which is built on basically your specific energetic and like soul design, using your strengths, using your energy, using like everything that you are, which is really really like authentic, and which is actually built around your soul purpose, which your soul chooses for you to do, and that is fun, that is joyful, and that is prosperous as fuck.
Love that.
But that's basically the byproduct of doing all of the first ones.
Yeah.
So it's just inevitable when you are on your soul pool. It's just inevitable that you will start to make a buttload of money, but you need to work through like all the things to do that. So yeah, that's what I help people with.
I love that. And where can people find you?
So I have a website which is daniellavarga.com. You can find me there. And right now you can find me on Instagram. I think, I don't know. I don't have a TikTok. Maybe I have a TikTok. That's how much I like neglected this. It's by Daniella Varga,
Yeah.
where
And
you
can
can
you
find
can
me.
you just spell it out for, I mean, we're gonna have it in the show notes as well,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah.
So BY. Oh my God. I'm very bad at spelling in English.
So Daniela,
BY.
yeah, everyone knows
Yeah,
Daniela.
Daniella with a double
Yeah.
L
Yes.
and Varga.
Yes. Because in Hungarian you have like 42 letters, no?
I know we
Am
have
I
a
right? Is
lot,
that
and
42?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky because my name doesn't have like any of the special characters.
Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah, but still, like it's not a usual
I mean,
surname.
yeah, this is a bit of a tangent, but I have cousins in Hungary, so I once knew how to count to 20. I'm not sure if I still do, but there are three numbers that basically sound the same. I'm trying to say so: egy, kettő, három, négy, öt, hat, hits, something like that, right?
Yeah,
It took
yeah,
my cousin
yeah.
ages to teach me because, like, yeah, for me, it all sounds the same. But she was like, "Can you not tell the difference between and
I know.
So,
It's a very hard language. It's a very, very difficult language.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Daniela. This
Thank
was
you.
great. And I cannot wait to see your group program coming to life and coming to
Yay.
fruition. Because, yeah, I mean, Daniela and I have been in the same intuition training program and we've been practicing with each other. And Daniela is an amazing intuitive and mentor. So I know it will be successful, and our higher self knows as well. There are just some tweaks to make sure we get there and get there fast. So thank you
Thank you.
so much for being here, Daniela. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the amazing tools.
I hope you loved getting a behind the scenes look at what an intuitive reading actually sounds like in real time. This session was such a beautiful reminder that we all carry so much wisdom within us. Sometimes we just need the right mirror to bring it to the surface. If this resonated and you're feeling the pull to experience this for yourself, you can book a one on one intuitive guidance and clarity session with me, or come join us inside the Manifestation Accelerator. With this level of energetic guidance, is given regularly throughout the entire 8 week experience. Inside the program, we don't just talk about manifestation, we also move through the blocks that are stopping it from coming. And with intuitive insights, subconscious rewiring, and aligned action, as well as so many other quick tools that I teach you, you collapse timelines fast. You can find all the details in the show notes or description box, depending if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast version. And if this episode sparked something in you, please share it with someone that you love, or DM me on Instagram and let me know what landed most for you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. I love your support and I love posting on this channel more regularly. So until next time, keep trusting what you feel and moving like the version of you who already has it. See you later.